Hello and welcome to your favorite, most uneducated and unresearched Tinkle Hoy podcast. I am your first host, Quinton Osterhout.
And I'm your second, Juan.
And you will notice that we are missing our third one, Gunnar, who decided to spend time with family for a bit.
Yeah, he's going camping.
He's going camping. But this is going to be a special episode because we're going to focus on one topic. And it's the PlayStation 5 reveal, press conference, event. I guess they only did it online, but I'm gonna blow your mind, and we've got a lot of games to kind of go through and give our thoughts on.
Well, first let's talk about the design.
Of the PlayStation
What do you think
5?
of the design?
Of the PlayStation 5?
Yes.
Every time I look at it, it kind of reminds me of a sandwich. but like you've got like a pretty thick tomato in the middle, so your buns are like hanging off the sides. I don't know. I don't like the I don't know.
I mean, I saw people posting pics of like 2 pieces of paper taped to a black modems. Like, I got mine already.
Yeah, I saw the Gordon Ramsay one where it's him doing the "you're an idiot" sandwich, but it's the PlayStation 5. It looks very aerodynamic, doesn't it?
I guess so.
Dude, oh my gosh. You could put it on like the back of your skateboard or on top of your car if you like screw it in, and it becomes a spoiler. It cuts the air for you, makes you faster.
I guess so. I don't know, it just looks like such a crazy change.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like something Nintendo would have done.
Yeah.
Because each system, looks so vastly different.
Yeah.
Other than probably the Wii into the Wii U.
Yeah.
The PlayStation usually kind of had the same kind of look to it.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox too, kind of, in a way.
I was gonna say, it looks like it's kind of curved.
Yeah.
A little bit. And it makes me scared that it's gonna be the first console that has to be stood up. Like, you can't lay it down on its side or it'll wobble. And when you have discs, you don't want your console to fucking wobble,
Good point.
because it burns your discs because of the laser. Probably, yeah, I sound like a big nerd. I sound like a big nerd talking
That's what we
about
are. We're weebs, nerds.
Yeah.
Degenerates to life.
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I kind of want to... Let me bring up a picture real quick.
You're gonna bring up another picture of it?
Yeah.
What do you think of the smaller digital-only version?
I don't know. It's...
Oh, are they the
crazy.
same size?
Yeah, the same size. One just
well,
has a disc port.
It's technically smaller. It's technically smaller because it
But
doesn't have
one's
a disc
super
port.
slim and the other one's just like slim and then curves just for that extra disc port.
Yeah, I'd consider that smaller.
I'd say I imagine the digital ones might be cheaper.
Yeah, but no, because it would either have to come with a wireless adapter, or it just doesn't come. If it doesn't come with any, then yes, it might be cheaper, because then it's like you have to plug it in, you have to hook it up to the internet. But I don't know. What price do you give it?
I guess, like, I don't know. I imagine it's going to be around maybe $500, $600.
I look at that and I say they're gonna charge $800 for it.
You think so?
Yeah, $800 to $850. Like, honestly, with the selling points that they have of like, it's an advanced controller, it's a super advanced console.
How is the controller advanced?
It has a lot of things. It has haptic feedback. It has 3D audio.
What's haptic feedback?
How your controller vibrates, but it's like in a certain way.
Okay.
Like, say you get hit on the right side of you playing in a video game, it would vibrate on your right side.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that's what it does.
That sounds interesting, but also sounds kind of pointless.
It's programmable / adjustable / advanced feedback vibrations, like the strength, the intensity, how it does, like your switch makes noises out of the controller somehow. That's feedback.
That just makes me think of like those toys. It's like pew pew pew.
Yeah, it's got 3D audio visualization capabilities. They're not selling you a piece of cardboard that can play games. They're selling you of pretty much alien technology that's playing alien games, because the games look insane.
I mean, I don't think they look all that great than the games we've seen on PlayStation 4 and Xbox. But I'm not a huge game buff, so I can't really see that level of detail.
I was gonna say, you're fucking playing Kingdom Hearts.
Shut the fuck up.
You don't have the right to say, the games all look the same.
Oh no, they don't all look the same. Kingdom Hearts, those were on handheld. Most of those other ones are on handheld, so yeah, they got crappy
Now imagine
graphics.
Imagine it.
But I mean, I guess Kingdom Hearts 3 looks good.
Before we get on to games, we should probably talk about overall what they did with the reveals of all the trailers, the reveals of all the game console, on like how they did it, where they just showed it to you. Overall, I'd give them 9 out of 10.
Really?
Because honestly, people, if you say, hey, we got a PlayStation 5, this is what it looks like, no one's gonna care. Everyone's gonna be like, but what games do you have? So showing the games first is a fantastic choice. You didn't see it, but they had like interviews and stuff in between the games. This is gonna be a completely different tangent. There's a theory going on that most of those interviews were CGI. Yeah.
You're gonna have to show me this theory after this podcast.
Looking at them, it looks like CGI. It doesn't look like a guy standing in front of a camera talking. It looks like a CGI character talking to you in a black room, but they had people to base them off of, so you can. The console reveal. Console reveals are always cheesy. With this one, with like the haptic feedback, they have it like sitting in some blue sand or white sand or something, and then
make it look fancy.
Yeah, no, it vibrates and the sand changes color, but it's like CGI. For the audio stuff, there's a deer, an electronic deer made of sound, like walking, and they have like Daredevil vision, where the sound bounces off of the deer and goes outwards, like the reins. That's how they show it off. That's how they explain it, which is horrible, because I'd rather them just kind of like show you more than telling you what the game console does.
Yeah.
What would you give them overall?
Well, I didn't see the full thing, so just watching the trailers of the thing, like, I'm excited for the console.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to the consoles, I don't really care. It depends on what my friends buy.
Yeah.
So if Gunnar, Travis, and you say I'm getting an Xbox, then I'm probably gonna get an Xbox.
Yeah. What do you think of their games overall? Like 1 to 10, do you think they did a good job on like launch games?
Some of them look fun. Some of them look like ones I'd want to try out and play.
Didn't answer my question. 1 out of 10.
Oh, 1 out of 10? I guess I'd say 8.
An 8? That's pretty. I'd give it like a 6 or a 5.
I'm not a huge game buff like you, man. So it's not like anything blew me away. Like, oh my gosh!
You're just like, give me one of those games and I'll play it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's good enough.
I'll give you Knack 2. Have you played through Knack 2?
Knack 2.
I hate this so. I hate being the video game nerd. I hate it so much.
Why?
Knack 2 is a terrible PlayStation 4 launch game.
I think he's on the cover of when like you buy your PlayStation for the first time.
Yeah,
He's like orange.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's naked.
I didn't know
He's
that.
got a giant penis hanging in It just
Really?
swings. No, it doesn't. Alright, should we start with the games?
Alright, let's start with the games.
First one, I don't even have to look at the list.
Spider-Man.
No!
No?
GTA 5.
Oh.
I'm very confused. That it's a 2015 game. It came out on the PlayStation 3. GTA 5.
Yeah.
And they say it's gonna be new, like updated and expanded. That like it's gonna be an entirely new theme. Would you buy GTA 5 again? Did you?
Like I said, depends if Gunnar and Travis, we have PlayStation 5, if Gunnar and Travis say we got GTA 5, let's play it. Then yeah.
I'm just gonna buy a copy of a horrible game for all of us, except you.
Except me.
Just so we can guilt you into buying it.
Depends on how I am on money.
Yeah, no, we're gonna be sitting there and we're gonna be like, this game is horrible, but we all have it and we're all playing it, and you have to play it too, Chompy. Alright. The game that I guess you're most excited about, which is a sin, I guess, because...
Why is it a sin?
Have you even played the first one?
Yeah, I played a little bit.
Okay,
Justin, let me play a little bit.
A little bit. Alright. But Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this a new precedent for superhero games?
What do you mean?
Are we gonna get a new Deadpool game, Deadpool X Squad? What were they called? Deadpool
X-Force?
Yeah. His own team that he
Yeah.
made. Yeah. I don't know. It just would like being able to take any superhero and make a game out of it.
I mean, you can't take any because there's been lots of crappy ones. I feel like Batman and Spider-Man have been the only ones that have done a really good job.
Okay, yeah. Do you think Miles Morales is going to play a lot differently than normal?
Well, he has extra powers compared to Spider-Man, so yeah, there's going to be that.
Okay, go through what the powers are. For people that don't know, I don't really know.
Well, I don't really know all of his powers. I just know from the movies, he can turn invisible. He can electricity from his hands.
Yeah.
Touch people and shock them.
So what I'm getting so from what I'm getting from this is you're a fake fan.
I'm a fake fan.
You gotta go read some Miles Morales comics.
I probably do. I mean, I heard some are good, but then some I heard are just kind of crappy.
Oh, I still read them. But yeah. I imagine it's not really going to be more stealth-focused of a game.
Well, the first one wasn't really stealth-focused.
Because that's not how Spider-Man works. Because he can't really hide. Miles Morales can literally go invisible, and you're telling me it's not going to be stealth-focused. Like, he can go invisible.
Good point, so that I can see a stealth section in the game.
Yeah, they didn't really show it. They didn't really show his electricity powers.
I mean, in the beginning, they kind of did.
That wasn't him using his powers.
I think that was.
It was coursing through him, like it was hurting him. It was taking his armor off. Like he was screaming in pain. He's like, "Mama, I don't want to die." No, he wasn't actually.
I guess it's interesting that they're doing that because the way the first game ended with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder: is Peter Parker going to die in this one?
That'd be interesting.
Because for the most part, Miles Morales' story, when it first got introduced, was a passing of the torch.
Mm-hmm.
But since Disney bought them, they're mixing up the universes, and now, like in every Spider-Man cartoon, now Miles Morales is a teenager there with him, and he gets his powers, like maybe a couple episodes after Peter does.
Yeah.
And I kind of don't like that. It's like, no, Miles is like. It'd be like if...
He's symbolic of, like, everyone can be Spider-Man, anybody can become strong enough to...
True, it's a passing of the torch. It's like, that's his story. So bringing him and, like, just having him with Spider-Man all the time just kind of takes away from his uniqueness of him becoming the next Spider-Man after Peter died.
Yeah.
It'd be like if Batman Beyond, if they continue it and suddenly, like, he becomes a Robin...
Yeah.
To Batman, and then eventually takes up the mantle that way.
Yeah. I was gonna say it'd be a very weird game if it was like you're Miles Morales and you're kind of doing your thing, but Spider-Man's also doing his thing. And
It might be that way.
like-
Or maybe not, because it's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Maybe
I was gonna say-
get to play as Spider-Man.
He's getting credit for all of your work, and it's like, God damn it! Everyone calls me other Spider-Man. They don't even call me Spider-Man. It's OS. I'm the OS Spider-Man.
OS Spider-Man.
OS Spider-Man. Other Spider-Man. Gran Turismo 7. Moving on.
Moving on.
Well, it's a Gran Turismo game.
Yeah.
They got new cars. Better simulation for the cars. New locations.
Never played a Gran Turismo game.
They're all right.
I mean, if they announced another Midnight Club, I'd be like, heck yeah.
Need for Speed Midnight Club.
I mean, were they thinking of fusing together?
No.
Those are two different games. Those are two different
Are they?
games. Yeah, there's Need for Speed is something different. Midnight Club is something
I
different.
could have sworn it was Need for Speed Midnight Club.
No, Need for Speed is a different game franchise.
I don't want to ruin your life right now. I
Why?
don't want to fact check you.
Fact check me.
But moving on, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
I would say this. I'm surprised they're still going.
Yeah, it's been almost 4 years since their last game.
Yeah.
And sorry, dude. Hold on. Huh. Seems like Midnight Club was just like either a rip-off of Need for Speed or it was a spin-off. I'm not entirely sure.
Probably just a game that did the same thing.
Well,
I don't know. Wasn't the last Need for Speed game Need for Speed Hot Pursuit where you could play as the cop?
who knows? But moving back to actually being on topic, because I don't really want to talk about Need for Speed because I don't like racing games. I don't
Yeah.
like
So you're not excited for Forza, is what you're saying?
It depends. It depends on what the game does with what racing.
It's racing.
would be. I know, but can I crash into people? Can I fly planes? Can I drive motorcycles? Can I get on a ski boat? Can I race on a ski boat? Can I get in a pontoon boat? Race on a pontoon boat?
No, I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be cars.
There was a Forza game where it was like you could drive ATVs and airplanes. So I actually kind of seemed like it was cool because you could switch on the fly. You could jump in a car and then switch into an airplane and keep on flying.
That's crazy.
But Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I gave up on Ratchet and Clank after.
Did they have like a really horrible game or something?
They had a couple. They had a couple of really bad games. I want to say it's Double Agent, but that sounds like Splinter Cell. It was like Clank Double Agent when you only played as Clank.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And Daxter also got his own game.
Yeah. They did.
Let's do that, please. They should announce the new Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, that'd be fucking amazing. I would cry. There was a 4-player Ratchet and Clank game not too long. Like I say, not too long ago, but it was probably 5 years ago.
I don't. Did any new Ratchet and Clank game come out for the PS4 like at all?
They remastered Ratchet and Clank 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does that count?
It doesn't because they kind of fucked it up a little bit. They touched up on things a little too much. Are you excited for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart?
I never played the other ones, but I know Eli freaking loves them.
Yeah.
Eli had like all of them, I think, on PlayStation 3.
The whole Rift mechanic. It seems weird.
Well, like
but
you said, I feel like it's just going to be in that. It's just in that one scene in the trailer.
Yeah, it's just.
But then again, it might not be, and they might find a way to.
It might happen like every now and then, but I don't think you're.
I don't think it'd be at
constant.
random. I think it'd be like scheduled events.
Which is kind of cool, because there's a part where he's grinding on that rail and he jumps over the thing. It keeps you on your toes, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's essentially like switching worlds, and they're just being like, oh, I gotta kill all these bad guys.
I was thinking Sonic when he was grinding on the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this guy wants to be Sonic.
He got that in the first game.
Yeah,
I was gonna say he learns to grind with grind boots in the first game. I'm a Ratchet and Clank fan.
Sonic don't need ground boots.
Yeah, no, he's got a certain kind of boots to do it. Project Athea, that was that magical one where like she. Do I really have to pull up a picture? All right, it's a very interesting kind of no-name game. Because the name itself is a work in progress. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Spazzing out. I honestly, there isn't really much I can show you.
Yeah.
Boom. Look at that. Okay. It has magic?
Yeah. It seemed like it did.
It didn't really have that much gameplay, but it seemed...
It was just kind of her exploring.
Yeah, which is what a lot of games are now. That's all we get now. Returnal, whereas now I like to refer to it, the new Groundhog Day game.
Is that the one with the lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That one looks interesting.
She crashes, she dies, she crashes again. But every time she crashes, the planet's different.
But do you think that's going to be implemented to you dying, or just is it going to be scheduled event deaths?
It could be. It could be with you dying, because I imagine if they have 10 worlds. But that's the thing, is if it's one planet, okay, and every time she crashes, she just crashes into a different spot, I can see you beating the game without dying once.
Yeah.
If it's a different planet in general, that makes it to the point where the player has to die to get to a different planet, which is interesting in itself. It also seemed like there was some weird Black Mirror alien-esque stuff. She gets like sucked into a all-white room and some weirdness going on there.
And she's like getting infected or something like that.
Yeah, it was slowly infecting her, which... I like it. It seemed like an interesting
game. Yeah, it looks interesting.
It's also kind of like a Gears of War shooter game too.
Yeah, but there were parts that were in first person that I was seeing, I was like, huh. Like, are those just like cutscenes or?
I don't think there were any first person parts in it.
Because before I saw some first person parts.
I don't think so.
With her like going through a cave and stuff like that.
Oh, maybe. I think you're right. I think there were a couple first person parts. I see that just being as cutscenes. It's kind of weird. It gave me a Nier Automata kind of feel to it. Because in Nier Automata...
I didn't play the whole game, so I can't fully say.
Right.
It didn't to me, but if it did for you, you're probably right, because you played the whole game and know everything that game entails.
Yeah, well, in Nier Automata, the robots, they shoot bullets, which are just like these round purple or pink dots. And they move slow. But they shoot so many bullets, it just fills up your screen.
I saw you playing, and I was like, dang, how are you supposed to dodge all that?
Yeah. So a lot of the monsters that were shooting at her, they were very slow bullets. Sackboy: A Big Adventure.
We didn't watch that extra trailer, but then again, it's Sackboy. Why do you think they're not calling it Little Big Planet 4?
Because it's a 3D platformer. It's not Little Big Planet at all. It's literally a game about Sackboy. I mean, do you think that's because Little Big Planet was like a launch title twice, right? PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4?
Possibly, yeah.
And they wanted a launch title again for the PlayStation 5, but they weren't making a new Little Big Planet. Because I don't really see them making a Little Big Planet 3.
I think it's 4 now. I think it'd be 4 next.
4?
Yeah.
They made a third?
Yeah, I swear the third one's on PS4.
Oh my god.
Don't fact check me on that. I'm probably wrong. Uneducated.
Uneducated. Yeah, I just imagine they didn't want to make another Little Big Planet. I feel like the last one they made had all the tools necessary, and them making more would have just been hard.
People that can make like their character look like anyone, it's insane.
Yeah.
I tried it, but I couldn't. It's like a lot of tweaking with things and like adding this and this so it looks like this. And it's like, dang.
Yeah.
Someone made Hellboy, and I tried copying Hellboy, but I couldn't make him.
Destruction All-Stars, which is that cool Fortnite Rocket League.
Monsters. They're just.
They're not monsters.
They're just smashing cars into each other, and it seems like you can get out of your car and run around.
You can fight other people. You can steal other people's cars. You can blow up other people's cars. It's just Cars the Deathmatch, which it seems like it'd be fun for like 10 days, 5 days.
I don't know. I mean, Rocket League I thought would be one of those games that no one would play, but my uncles and brothers are always playing. I hear people talking about it.
Because it's like soccer, but it's not all soccer. Like if Rocket League had 20 cars on the field, no one would play it. But since it's 2-on-2 or 4-on-4, like it's low kind of profile. Like,
so you think this one's gonna have 20 cars on the field fighting each other?
It looks a bit much, doesn't it? If it was 2 cars, no. 5, like, no, their whole theme is insanity, right? The craziness, the fun that you can have. The character designs look fantastic.
Isn't that what it was like metal something? Had a clown with fire for hair?
Oh my god, Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal. Isn't that what Twisted Metal was?
Yeah, but Twisted Metal... They did have a couple PlayStation 2 games, huh?
He was on All Stars. He was on PlayStation All Stars.
Yeah,
when I heard the name like something All Stars, I thought like, are we getting another All Stars game? Are they gonna botch it again, or is this one going to be good?
That's what I meant earlier when we were watching the trailers. Was like, this one makes me sad because it's Destruction All Stars. It reminds me of PlayStation All Stars.
Well, I heard All Stars and I was like, is it coming back?
I kind of wish they would. That would be amazing.
I think if they had another chance to do it. I mean, the problem with the other one is like the fact that you needed your special to kill someone. Mm-hmm. But I think with this new stuff, they could probably refine it. And I mean, I don't know if they could make it exactly like Super Smash Brothers. If there's like a thing, copyright issues or
the copyright
really,
issue with it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So no other game can do the mechanic of platformer.
No, they just can't steal it, just like that. Like, hey, we're gonna make our own game, just like Smash Bros. Kind of thing. You were saying it's like Twisted Metal.
That makes me think of Twisted Metal. Wasn't Twisted Metal just cars?
Yeah, Twisted Metal was just cars. But that's the thing. It was like it was too easy, but also I don't know. This like flat plains and you just drive around and shoot other cars and whatever. This one seems more heavy on the running into each other, avoiding traps, or getting out of your car, grabbing explosives or something.
Do you think that's gonna be the more favorable way to play, being out of your car?
No. Because I imagine if you get hit by a car, you die.
Yeah.
And I imagine if someone sees someone running, they're gonna go for you and they're not gonna miss.
Yeah, but it looks like you could parkour.
Yeah.
And backflip.
There's verticality to the arena, which seemed cool to me because it was like you can only get up there if you're out of your car. So who knows? It depends. I imagine they balanced it to where it's not like at the beginning of the match everyone gets out of their car and runs into the arena.
It's going to be a chancing. There's going to be cars in the thing and everyone's going to start out. It's like you just got to run to the car you want, and if you don't get it, you're shit out of luck.
None of them had guns on them. None of the cars had guns. So like all cars are the same.
They're just ramming into each other.
Yeah, which I like. I prefer that compared to Twisted Metal. Okay, so we got Kena or Kenna Bridge.
That one looks good.
Or Kena Bridge of Spirits.
You're saying it looked like some Pikmin, God of War, Ghibli thing?
Yeah, I feel like it might be a short game.
Possibly. I feel like a lot of these are going to be short games.
Sackboy, I can see a bit of these being like short games, but that was one where I was like, it looks amazing, it sounds amazing.
Do you think any of these launch titles has the potential to get Game of the Year?
The next one. The next one. Yeah. Do we have anything more to say about Kingdom besides that it looks amazing?
Well, it looks like this. It looks good. I mean, what do you think? What do you think about like what the storyline's going to be, or?
There's 4 characters as far as we know in the entire thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like playable or?
No, characters in general. Okay. You've got main character. You've got those 2 kids, and then you've got the villain. That's all we've seen so far. I just see it being short, no RPG elements, so you just kind of start and you kind of get better and better at the game. Maybe RPG elements. I know it
seemed like she was able to commanding those things to like do stuff in her favor.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's like the whole Pikmin thing. And it just seems like an easy hack and slash. I feel like it'd be a little bit easy. On the easier end. Next one. My Game of the Year choice. Goodbye Volcano High.
Oh my gosh.
I'm honestly, I want it to do good. I want it to be the new Doki Doki Literature Club. I want it to be...
You think it's going to get that dark?
It could. Dude, no. Visual novels have that in them. Visual novels do it all the time.
Can't hear that. The ice cream truck's just right outside.
Maybe we should keep the podcast going. Just go get some ice cream. Walk out. Night in the Woods, Doki Doki Literature Club, Katawa Shoujo, like visual novels. I mean, Night in the Woods, some people probably wouldn't call it a visual novel, but they get dark. Like they can have that.
Well, I can see it dark. I guess I didn't really get that vibe from that trailer.
They have high school books, like what are they called? Photo book yearbooks. They had high school yearbooks, and they physically drew on them to write Goodbye Volcano High, and they were burning the books. You didn't get...
Well, I mean, what does that tell you then?
That tells me that it's a group of friends that don't like high school, or it's a group of friends and something bad in high school happens. But then another part of me is like, oh, she's the lead singer of a band, but people...
I mean, that seems like an aspect. It did seem like from the trailer.
Yeah, but also it's like people talk shit on her because she's a pterodactyl.
You think it's gonna be that?
I think it's
gonna be Zootopia, but dinosaurs.
No, I think it's because she has feathers.
You think so?
Yeah, especially with the end title card. It's the end of an era. We're moving from dinosaurs into birds and fish.
Oh, all right.
So
you're looking super more deeply into this than I am.
That's all I can do, but. Definitely, I'm gonna keep my eye out on Goodbye Volcano.
All right. Well, when it comes, you know what? It's coming out for PS4.
Probably
no,
not.
just PS5.
PC, maybe.
PC. Well, freak, if you get it, let's play it.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Talking all this shit about Goodbye Volcano High. It comes out, I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna say, it's good, and that's it. That's all you're gonna get from me.
Alright.
I'm gonna be like, you're a piece of shit, you don't deserve it. Oddworld Soulstorm, which is interesting. I believe this is the 3rd one?
Oddworld?
It was with those weird people, and the guy cuts the things on his mouth, the stitches. The main character's name, I believe, is Abe, right?
I've never played it. I mean, he looked familiar. I knew I'd seen him. That's why I'm like, is this a continuation of a series or?
But if I believe it's either the 2nd or the 3rd game, but it looks like it's essentially the same game as always, but updated graphics and better mechanics. But also they're adding more story to it. because I believe before it was just like you get freedom, and then I believe you get enslaved again if there is a second game, and then you get freedom again. It might just be a remaster, but then this one is like everyone's free, but the bad guys are either doing acts of terrorism or they're trying to free more of the world. So him cutting his little stitches is just symbolic of him taking up a leader role, especially in him putting his hands on those things, and he's accepting that role. Would you play Oddworld? 2D platformer?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I guess my question would be, why hasn't he cut them before?
Yeah. Because he's never really... I think the whole reason like he escapes in the first one is just because the cage that he's in doesn't get locked properly, I think.
Uh-huh.
And then it's kind of like he just wants to escape. That's all it is. Like, he doesn't go, I'm going to become a leader of my people. All that, no. We might have to look into playing that first one. But Ghostwire looks really good.
I have no idea what it's about, but it does look really good.
It looks like a light, like getting light injected straight into your bloodstream, like a heroin needle. I'm super excited for Ghostwire.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think of? I mean, lots of the games I saw had this like that were like, you know, first person, had this like hand aspect of like powers in the hand.
Okay, first off, first person game.
Yeah.
What else do you want them to do without hands?
I guess it'd be just guns at that point.
All right, but the other game was first person, had guns, and doesn't apply to them because they did the normal thing and they just made special guns.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, I guess because I just recently gotten off BioShock, just giving me BioShock vibes.
I was gonna say, from what me looking at this list, that's not the conclusion I would come to. The conclusion I would come to is, holy shit, we got a lot of like weird games, of just like conceptually weird, new games that have to do with odd concepts, like Returnal, Kena Bridge is it. Goodbye Volcano High, of course. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart literally has to do with dimensions. I don't know. It's all very interesting. I think the way that they did it, Ghostwire did it, looks amazing. Because it's very spirits and Buddhism, and it's Buddhism and spirits in Japan. That's why all of them kind of have that look. But it seems like they're almost modern spirits for the most part.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a long game or a short game.
Long game. It's Tokyo. It is only Tokyo. So, I'd say long game.
Alright.
I was going to say, if it wasn't Tokyo, I would say short. Because they could put it in a rural Japanese town. And it's like, ooh, ghost kind of thing. And it'd be quick. But it being in Tokyo, Tokyo's massive. Also, verticality, all that. It adds more to it.
Any idea, any kind of like theories on what the story might be?
I imagine...
Just in that gameplay?
I imagine you're the son of an Esper. And it's like, I can see ghosts. Because it starts off with, there's people, or we, I don't remember what it says, but it either says there are people that can see things that other people don't, or it's we see things other people don't. But then he sees the temple gates. I forget what they're called. Shinryuki? No, I'm not gonna guess. The temple gates, and it kind of expands into the spirit world. So I imagine you walk through those gates, you get into the spirit world, which doesn't have people, doesn't have cars, and you see spirits. Or it takes a more daily life kind of style.
Alright, get you.
Yeah. Godfall. More like God of War clone, I say.
Yeah, it looked a lot like God of War.
It didn't look interesting to me. It just kind of seemed like you're...
Well, I mean, the trailer, you just show gameplay with some rap song.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
it didn't tell me anything like. Well, I guess is it gonna be like online?
I didn't get online from it. I think RPG.
I mean, yeah, RPG, but I was just thinking it'd have to be online because it was just like build yourself up, and it's they were just fighting things, or maybe it's gonna be something like.
I think that's just art. I don't
Is it
think
just a beat 'em up and we're just gonna go and kill things? No
Yeah.
story.
there might be story. It didn't really show any bosses or anything
Yeah.
either.
It was just kind of people fighting regular people, like them.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. That one is there's not enough to say anything about.
Yeah.
Because if it's online, that makes it less appealing. If it's not online, it makes it like because essentially, yeah, you just become a god. I don't like the line that they used where it was become invincible. What was it?
I don't remember.
It was something like become invincible or become like
Make
God.
yourself invincible.
Yeah, and it's like I don't like a game that's gonna give me power. Other game that I think could win Game of the Year, like legitly, Solar Ash. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the one that looked like, interestingly, like it was like kind of cartoony kind of looking? And you said it was from the people that made...
Mm-hmm. Hyperlight Drifter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one I think...
What's Hyperlight Drifter, by the way?
Hyperlight Drifter is a top-down or an isometric point of view. And you play as a guy who gets a sword. And you are the Hyperlight Drifter, I think. I haven't beaten the game. But essentially, it's like Dark Souls a little bit. But not in that same way. You can dash, you can shoot, and you can swing your weapon. And you go through dungeons and you fight bosses. And there are no words in the story. Characters, like other NPCs, talk to you through pictures. And it's just like they show you a picture of something. And you have to interpret it.
That's interesting.
It is very interesting. And it is a beautiful looking game. I am actually probably going to go home and play Hyperlight Drifter, beat it all the way through. Only reason I stopped, hard as shit.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's like 2 hits you die kind of thing. Hitman 3.
Hitman 3.
I don't like the Hitman games.
I never played the other Hitman games, but I guess they're popular because they're still making them.
Mm-hmm. Hitman 2 was pretty good, but I didn't like them.
There's a movie, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Was the movie good? Mm-hmm. No? So it's another one on the list of bad video game movies.
Yeah, the Hitman movie was horrible. They did some weird things.
Like how horrible? Let's go from 1 to 10.
3.
That's pretty low.
1 being horrible?
No, on a scale from 1 to 10, how horrible. 10 being super horrible.
What the fuck? That's not how normal scales go.
Okay, jeez.
Usually it's how good was it? 1 to 10. And then 1 would be horrible and 10 would be amazing.
I said how horrible is it. I didn't say how good is it.
You can't do mind tricks like that, Chomp.
Yes, I can.
Okay, on your fucking scale, it's a fucking 7.
Okay, so that's just pretty bad.
Oh my god, I hate that so much that you did that.
Fuck you.
Hitman 2 is just like contract, not... I don't know if there was a story, but it was like you just take contracts and you can kill them in any way.
What kind of gameplay do the games usually have?
Kind of free roaming.
Free roaming?
Like, you're in an area, you have to find your target, you have to find a way to kill them, you leave. That's it.
Oh.
But interesting levels, designs.
Like stealth, any? Like any Splinter level cell stuff?
You can disguises.
Disguises?
A big part of the whole Hitman thing is disguises.
Yeah, are they good disguises?
Yeah. Kind of. Depends on the game.
Depends on the game.
I was gonna say one of the older ones. There's a part where you have to assassinate somebody in a Chinese restaurant, and you kill one of the chefs and take their outfit, and you're this literally 6-foot white guy wearing this small Chinese outfit, and it works. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's Assassin's Creed. If I blend into the crowd, they won't know I did it.
Yeah, exactly. Astro's Playroom, which comes installed into your PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Which is horrible. I really wish it was optional.
What if it wins Game of the Year?
It wouldn't.
I know.
I like...
There's no reality where it makes it famous.
It would have to beat Knack. That's the thing. If Knack can't win Game of the Year, Astro's Playroom can't win either.
Was Knack also something like?
Yes. It was very, very similar to
And it was pre-installed?
No, it wasn't pre-installed, but I'm pretty sure it came with a lot of PlayStations. I imagine. But, do you even know who Astro is?
No. Is it like a known character? I mean, it looked like Eve from WALL-E.
Yeah, so it is a known character. So I'm trying to remember what it was. I don't know. Okay, so it was either a camera or it was the Move. It's the Move.
On what?
On the PlayStation. Do you know what the PlayStation Move is?
No, I don't.
It's VR, but it's the two sticks with balls on the end.
Oh, okay.
One's blue, one's red. So there's a playroom with Astros in it, and you can like pick them up and throw them, and that was all it was. And also, I think there's a part where like it's in your controller, and you kind of shake them, kind of thing. Essentially,
This just sounds like a game where I abuse robots.
And it wasn't even a game. It was just like to get familiar with
what virtual reality can do.
To kind of play around with it. That's why I was saying like it's just the PlayStation mascot. Because I don't know if you saw in the trailer, but there were a lot of
PlayStation coins.
Shapes too. Like circles and triangles and squares that you jump on and stuff. Yeah, no. That game, everyone's gonna probably play it. I don't know if people are even gonna play it for 5 minutes. I was gonna give
reviewers are gonna play and they're gonna be like, shitty game.
Yeah. I was gonna say, well, I mean, it might not be too bad, but no one's gonna like, oh, I'm so glad I bought a PlayStation 5 for Astro's Playroom. I imagine you turn it on, and while your PlayStation 5 is downloading the Demon's Souls remake, you let your little brother play Astro's Playroom while you go outside and smoke a joint.
Yeah. That gonna be you? You're gonna give it to Hunter? Be like, here you go, Hunter.
Wow, that's very rude of you to say. That is incredible. I am offended for Hunter's honor because you said that.
You don't think Hunter would play it?
No, I don't think he would.
All right.
Because he has good taste in games just like me. 2K21.
2K21.
Yeah, it's basketball.
Oh yeah.
You forgot what 2K21 was?
Yeah, I did.
It's basketball.
21.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's not. I would see if it was 20, it'd be like, huh, you know, the Backstreet Boys tour canceled the NBA. So I didn't think we were gonna get. I didn't think we'd get one.
No, it's always a year ahead.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was gonna say same thing with Madden.
Yeah.
It's I don't even know why they do it. I think it's just for the next season kind of thing. So like, I don't know if it was current. I don't know.
Did all video game like big companies buy like a packet thing for the sports games? Because I don't see any games like Streets or NBA or Blitz anymore.
Those games never do good.
I remember Streets being pretty good.
Yeah, but do you think it sold well?
Hmm.
Do you think other people bought it and said this game's pretty good? I
don't
hope
know.
they make another.
I don't know.
No.
The last time I played Streets was on GameCube.
I was gonna say, EA is about to lose their rights to the Madden series.
Really?
Yeah, they're not gonna lose the rights. It's gonna end, like the same thing that happens with Disney and Mickey Mouse. How Mickey Mouse, like you can't use Mickey Mouse in anything because you get sued, but you can use Cinderella in anything, and that's because her IP is public domain. Mickey Mouse was going to be public domain, but they renew it. Same thing's happening with EA and Madden.
So unless are they going to renew it or?
I don't think so. I don't think they can. I think it's different when you buy like an IP like that, because they would have to rebuy it, and that would be another 30.
I mean, do the sports games make money? Do they make bank? I know my brother has bought every Madden game.
They make
since
money.
like 2005.
They make money. The FIFA games started doing loot boxes.
Well, that's interesting. Isn't the FIFA soccer?
Yeah. Do you know what you get out of loot boxes?
What?
You get t-shirts, you get stages, I think. You get players. Like, all the best ones are behind a loot box wall. And stuff like that. Which is kind of weird that they would make, soccer into a loot box thing. I imagine they're going to do it with the Madden games too, sooner or later. But, like, that alone makes so much money.
Yeah, the trailer was just a guy sweating and playing hard, and he dunked the basketball.
That was it in-game, though? That's the thing.
No.
I don't think so either.
Because those games are usually like a bird's eye view.
But no, you can use the game's engine to render a game cutscene.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or have it be.
I'd say at that point it's ridiculously detailed, if that's the case.
I was gonna say, like, you don't think it was, like, I thought it was in game.
Well, it's like my idea when I was wanting to draw something, and like it's like, oh, I could zoom in and draw it super detailed, but then it's like when I zoom out, like you can't really even tell all that detail's there.
Yeah.
So like there was no point of me wasting the time of putting that detail.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh dang! What's?
You are hurt like a motherfucker on your elbow. Chompy's lifted up his elbow and he's just got red marks like running down the side of his bicep. Are you bleeding?
I guess I am bleeding.
Oh my god, okay.
What the fuck?
For our audio listeners, Chompy's bleeding everywhere. It's all over my face. I'm just covered in it. Alright, moving on.
If it was that bad.
What
the heck? Did I hit something?
I just think you flexed too hard.
I flexed too hard.
Next one, Demon Souls. A remake of Demon Souls. Not a remaster, a remake of Demon Souls. I'm hyped, because I never played it, and I kind of really want to now.
What if it's disappointing?
There's no way it could be disappointing.
Why?
Because Demon Souls in itself is really amazing.
But you never played it.
It looks amazing. Well, okay. I've seen a good amount of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what year did the original come out?
2001? 2002? It's before 2003, because I think that's when Dark Souls 1 came out. Stop fucking with it. So before 2003.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I want another Gauntlet game.
I don't think you do.
I do.
I think they would mess it up. I think they would do unspeakable things to it. In all of its orifices.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got faith.
It'd be a first-person shooter.
Then yeah, they'd ruin it that way.
Third person. Ugh. I don't like third-person games. Would you play Demon Souls?
Yeah?
Yeah. Would you beat Bloodborne first?
Probably not. I'd probably pick up Demon Souls and probably not beat that one either.
I was going to say Demon Souls would probably be harder than Bloodborne. But I really hope they do amazing stuff with it. It's going to be remade by Bluepoint. Bluepoint didn't make the game originally. They did the Shadow of the Colossus remake. Bluepoint. So they do a good job with remakes by keeping stuff in, adding new stuff, making everything look good, making it run good. So I believe that they will do a good job. Next one, Deathloop. It's almost like the plot of a movie.
Yeah, Groundhog's Day.
Huh?
Or Edge of Darkness.
You're right, yeah, but no. because Edge of Darkness didn't have to do with assassination targets.
Yeah.
And the assassination target's hunting you. Because that's the whole thing.
Well, it seems like everyone's hunting him, but then there's like these head honchos that the guy thinks if he kills, he'll find a way out.
Yeah, that's the interesting
Or he knows
part.
it.
Well, he says that he has to kill him
before midnight.
Before midnight. That's his only way out. And on top of the fact that everyone in the entire town or city or whatever it is hunting him, but they're separated into like different games, which is weird. There is another assassin going after him. And at the end of the trailer, it shows the camera going into her back of her head, which is like code talk for you get to play as this character kind of thing. So, I mean, 2-player game? Maybe not. Maybe that is the second player. Online game? Online versus game?
No, somebody's going to add a story. I mean, I imagine you can either pick him or her and you play through the whole thing, or it's going to be you're him to a certain point, then you're her to a certain point.
You don't feel like it would be like the Nemesis thing on Resident Evil 6 or the Dead Space. I don't think Dead Space had a thing like that, sorry. The Nemesis mechanic in Resident Evil 6. You could join other people's like co-op campaigns as a zombie and try to kill them.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah, no. It's been done before. So I definitely could see them doing online versus, like you're just trying to do your thing. Someone hops into your game as her, and you can either kill them to get rid of them, or they kill you to get rid of you, kind of send you back to the beginning of the day. It's kind of interesting if you have to kill all 8 of them in one night.
Yeah, but video game time, you know.
I feel like this would be one of the short games.
Well, I guess... Okay, since it's a Groundhog's thing, do you think you have the one night to get everything done? Mm-hmm. And if you don't, it's back to the beginning, but like there might be opportunities of like, if I go to this character at this time, there's no one protecting them, they're out in the open, and I could easily kill them quickly.
Which would be sad.
You think that'd be sad?
Yeah, that'd be very sad. If it was like, you just have to go to this person, then this person, then this person, and it's like super easy to kill each one of them. I think it should always be difficult.
Well, I see it's like exploration, like you learn things and learn where they're at like at certain times. But I mean, yeah, you know, because of the internet, if someone beats the game, it's like, you want to beat the game fast? Here's everyone's like location when they're easy to kill.
This game looks like it was made by the people that did Dishonored. But it's a Bethesda game as well.
Is Bethesda the company everyone hates?
No, EA is the one.
EA?
But Bethesda's up there on the list.
Bethesda's up there.
Yeah. They did Fallout 76, Fallout 4, all the Fallouts except New Vegas. They did Skyrim.
I thought people liked Fallout 4.
No. Not everyone. Fallout 4 is mixed. Because the dialogue system's absolute shit. The gameplay's shit. The game's shit.
Is it 5 that just came out before 76?
No.
4 came out and then 76 came out?
Yeah.
Huh.
What Fallout 4 game are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of the one that you, Gunnar, and Travis were super excited for. So I thought it was
No, it turned out to be shit.
Oh.
I was like sitting here thinking like, what Fallout game does he think it is? Because it ain't New Vegas. No Fallout game can beat New Vegas.
Until it does.
Until they make a new New Vegas. They just remastered New Vegas. Then New Vegas will beat New Vegas. Like the prophecy has foretold. So yeah, Deathloop I'm like iffy on. Because it reminds me of Dishonored. Like with the whole power things and the swords and the guns even. They remind me of Dishonored. So I'm just kind of like, I'm going to avoid it for full price. Village, Resident Evil
And it's the same guy from 7.
Ethan, yeah.
How do you think he ends up in this?
I imagine he's looking for answers. I imagine that's all it is.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, was he anything special in the 7th one? He's looking for his wife. Isn't that the only thing? He's an ordinary guy other than that.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's gonna be something like 8, where Umbrella hired him to like do stuff, or he got hired on because of this?
He could be hired by Umbrella, but then it'd be kind of weird for them not to give him anything, any special training, anything, any support, any of the.
Chris is his support.
Chris is not his support.
You think Chris is the villain?
He pushes Ethan down and says, "Sorry, Ethan," and shoots the lady next to him like 8 times.
I thought that might have been a zombie.
I don't think so. I think Chris is the bad guy in this.
Wow.
Especially with his whole look, the trench coat, the black body armor.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Well, I imagine either Ethan's working for Umbrella or Chris is working for his company, either the BSAA or Anti-Umbrella?
The Blue Umbrella.
The Blue Umbrella. So I imagine Ethan is just collateral, but I imagine that lady was bad no matter what. I almost said vampires, then I almost said zombies. Werewolves in my Resident Evil.
I mean, they look like werewolves. I don't think they exactly were.
Waiter, I'm sorry, but there are werewolves in my Resident Evil soup. I wish for you to take it back and get it remade, please. I am pissed about the werewolves.
Was it a werewolf?
It was a werewolf.
I thought it just was werewolf looking.
Village, castle, werewolves. It's a theme.
So you think vampires too?
Winter? No, not vampires. No, it's just winter. Winter, werewolves, village, all the village people are werewolves, except for the mansion place or whatever. But even then, they're bad. They could be vampires. I don't know. The one lady was giving off like a vampire-y kind of vibe, but even then...
Because she had the Victorian era type of vibe to her.
Yeah, but even then, sexy villain characters isn't far off for Resident Evil to do. So I can imagine her just being like hitting herself with some of that vampire or werewolf juice. Sorry.
I mean, well, why do you have such a problem with it? I mean, the first Resident Evil had like creature from the Black Lagoon monsters, giant spiders.
Because it's all...
Giant snake.
It's always virus related. Like, they didn't just hey, giant snake. It's like, hey, we injected a snake with a fucking virus.
You don't think this is going to be virus related?
But it's people. People are being infected with it. And they're turning into werewolves? Or just mutants in general? Because it seemed like there were some other monsters there, too.
Don't some zombies mutate into liquors?
Yeah. What would you classify a liquor as?
A liquor?
A monster? A zombie?
A monster? Well, they're still... I mean, they're all just kind of bioweapons.
Oh, you're right. Liquors drink blood, so they must be vampires. So the people in the castle inject themselves with liquor DNA... and they become vampires. Crack the code, Chompy. No.
I don't get what the heck you're talking about, but okay.
I was just making fun of the fact that you're looking at liquors, but liquors do drink blood.
Well, no, I'm just surprised that you're so angry at werewolf-looking things being Resident Evil.
I'm not entirely sure what liquors are. I forget, but hunters are lizards injected with the virus, and bats. It all made sense. And then seven is actually where I started to not like the Resident Evil series anymore.
Really? Why? I heard 7 was people saying Resident Evil's getting back to its roots.
Of horror, yeah. But I didn't like the monster design. I didn't like the story. I didn't really like anything about it.
Uh-huh.
I thought it looked nice. I was like, oh, if this wasn't a Resident Evil game, I'd like it. Resident Evil 6, I really enjoyed because it was a Resident Evil game.
I think I saw a mod that someone did for Resident Evil 7, and it looks like the PlayStation 1 Resident Evils.
That sounds horrible. That sounds like it would hurt my eyes after 5 minutes. Did someone seriously do that?
I think someone did, I swear, see something like that, and it was like the turn, like the walking kind of thing, mechanics.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
I feel like you're talking about the Resident Evil 2 remake.
No, it was 7 because it had the old man with the glasses, and I think it was the scene with the car busts through and you have to fight him.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Village Resident Evil, I'm not super excited for it, but it's new Resident Evil, which means I get to listen and do more Resident Evil research. I just want them to make like...
Wesker's gonna be alive, watch.
I hope so. That'd be amazing.
I'd hate that.
I'd hate you.
You'd hate me?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Every time Wesker is brought back, it's like, oh, my favorite.
Dude, I love Wesker, but it's like, in 5, they killed him off, and it's like, it just seems cheap to bring him back.
Can't kill him.
It is Emperor level of bringing back to me.
Yeah. Alright. Next one, we've got Horizon Forbidden West.
Which I have not played. I haven't played the original Horizon yet.
I have not played the original yet, but I hear a lot of people, not just people around that here, say that it's a really good game. I see a lot of people on the internet say it's a really good game. It should get more love, and I hope that it does get more love with this second installment. And it seems like they're doing all right things with it. They're exploring. Hopefully, in the future, we'll have more to say about that. I mean, you might play Zero Dawn.
Yeah, well, I have it on my PlayStation, so I probably am going to.
Wow, you should probably play it.
Because it came with God of War.
Oh, gotcha. Stray.
Oh yeah, okay, now I remember.
Cat game. Yeah.
Yeah, cat.
Just robots.
Do you think you play as the cats?
Mm-hmm.
You think it's going to be like, what's that game? No Man's Land? You think it's just going to be an interactive game where you just walk around and you interact with the world?
No Man's Sky?
No Man's Sky, yeah.
No Man's Sky was about planetary space travel.
Yeah, but it was just kind of going to a planet and exploring it and looking like, oh, that's cool. Travis said there really wasn't like anything else really with it.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be exactly like that, but they added more to No Man's Sky, which made it better. But I don't know. The fact that there's zero gameplay in that trailer makes me say that the game is going to be kind of bad. Because we suck at video game design. Like, we're barely getting good at it. Where, people... Okay, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, let's say, you play a Resident Evil game or whatever, or you play a game, your person walks a little weird. They kind of act a little weird. They don't really react to things that are happening around them. And we're barely getting to that point where we can have humans walk like they're actually human. Now imagine trying to make a cat walk like it's actually a cat.
I guess I need to look pages on more games and see if characters walk funny.
Yeah. Resident Evil, just Resident Evil 2, all the Resident Evils pretty much.
Even 4?
Yeah. Sorry, that was me doing my Leon S. Kennedy impression of him walking in a straight line.
In a straight line.
Yeah. No, they walk unnaturally. I wouldn't say it's like crazy abnormal, but like you can tell it's like I'm controlling him. There's a camera behind him. He can only do these things because that's what I want him to do.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So hopefully they release more gameplay trailers for Stray, because if not, no one's gonna buy the game, because I don't think anyone's expecting anything great out of it right out of the gates.
Yeah.
Little Devil Inside.
I actually want to play that one.
I do too. I want to buy it day one.
Day one?
Day one. That game looks...
What do you think's up with the
really
butler?
Good. I don't think it's a butler. I don't know. He seems like he's a military leader of some kind. And what do you think of him joining the night guy at the end to fight the dragon? Because the monster hunter character hides actually when the dragon shows up, and the butler guy stands up to it.
I didn't notice that.
Because he's looking for glory. I saw it as like, oh, you've got the super experienced I fight monsters for a living guy, and then you've got the I'm gonna kill this monster and everyone's gonna love me and they're gonna make a statue out of me for in town. And the other guy's like, this thing is going to eat me.
So you're saying that the old man is going to be the Scrappy Doo of the game?
He's going to die. No, he's gonna just straight up die in the first 5 minutes of him fighting anything, I imagine.
Huh.
Because they're monsters.
Yeah.
Monsters aren't people. It's one thing to learn to fight people. It's different than to learn to fight monsters. And you can see that in the trailer on how he deals with all the different situations he gets himself in.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great trailer, by the way.
It looks like Toon Guts.
Yeah. For anybody who wants to watch a nice, funny trailer, I imagine it's like 4 minutes long at the most. Little Devil Inside, very interesting. It could almost be a kid's show.
That's what I was thinking when I was looking at it.
Yeah. Art style is really beautiful. Bug Snacks.
Weird fucking looking game, I'll tell you that much.
When I think about it, okay, it makes sense. Cause it's by the people that made Octodad and Little Horses.
What's Octodad about?
So Octodad is about an octopus that pretends to be human. And the whole goal of the game is to do daily human activities without getting noticed that you are an octopus. So, and it's like, you have eight arms, right? And you're like falling and stuff, and your arms are sticky, and like, I don't even remember. I don't know if your arms can like get caught on stuff, but using your arms like Hand Simulator, where it's like super difficult to do anything. It's just a weird game. You'd have to look it up.
I remember Travis Montana telling me about it.
Octodad?
Yeah.
It's a pretty alright game. Fun.
So
Definitely.
you think Bug Snacks has the potential to just be the same people?
No, not at all. Because Octodad works because of the controls and just the fact that it's like you have to remain incognito as an octopus. That in itself makes the game fun, just because it's like, oh, answer the phone, and you like hobble over to where the phone is, falling over everything, and you struggle to pick up the phone. Like, it's just a fun game. I don't see this game being fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It's freaking chimera ant animals eating food and it becoming part of them.
Yeah, so am I a chimera ant that runs around and eats food to get food to do certain things with it? Or is it a Vivo Pinata simulator?
That was was that originally a series or was it a game first? Because I remember it had a series and I just thought it was the weirdest fucking thing ever.
It was a game first.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But I don't know, like, is it like a roller coaster tycoon kind of game where you manage chimeras or food bugs, bug snacks to feed people? Like, what is it? I don't know what kind of game it is. The trailer didn't show anything. The trailer just said, look
you
at
fight
all
those food that are fighting back, apparently.
Okay, but how do I fight them?
With your weenie hands.
I was going to say, do I eat a hot dog and I punch him with my weenie hands?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
You smack him right in the face.
And also, like, you could play as the Bug Snacks, too. Don't you feel like that would be a more interesting game?
You evolve.
Yeah, if you fought against the chimeras that were eating your kind.
Yeah, good point.
And the whole, you grab different bugs, and add them onto your body. And it's like, you grab a crab, and it's like, I can pinch people now with with my apple slice pinchers.
My apple slice?
They were apple slices.
Oh, okay.
They were either apple slices or they were like...
fuck, I forgot. They're not really actual animals. They're like
Yeah.
animals in food.
Yeah. Like the I think it was a snail?
Yeah, it was like a snail. It was like a cinnamon bun.
I was thinking of the strawberry. What was the strawberry?
I think the strawberry was just some weird fucking looking thing.
I don't know. If I see a grasshopper bug snack, I don't know how to feel about it.
I gotta find one then.
And if it jumps and flies, I'm terrified. I'm like halfway there. If it looks disgusting, that's it. I'm out.
Because for those who don't know, Quinton has a fear of grasshoppers. And I have a fear of spiders.
Oh, I would love to see their spider bug snacks.
I mean, they wouldn't be that bad.
Dude, they'd be like... What would the core be?
I mean, I'm not as bad as Travis. Travis can't even look at a live-action spider on TV. He told me that during The Hobbit, he closed his eyes during the scene with the spiders.
Yeah. Before we move on, I have one issue with that game. And that's, you would think that the bugs or animals, I don't know if everything's made out of food except the chimeras, you would think that it would be like one food per bug. No, it mixes food and has them touch and stuff. And some of those food combinations that I saw, I don't know, I saw like a piece of raw shrimp touching like an apple, and I wanted to puke.
You don't like your food touching?
No,
Are you one of those?
I don't like certain foods touching.
Okay, yeah, no one does.
Like if my green peas touching my fucking mashed potatoes, beautiful. But if I'm eating mashed potatoes and you come over and you pour Fruit Loops in it, I'm gonna vomit. Alright? Okay, since we got that, I mean, how do you feel about
It'd be like pepperoni, just take the Fruit Loops out.
It's not the point. Last one. Pragmata. Or pragmata. However you want to say it, pragmata is the right way.
Which one was this one?
This was the Death Stranding looking one at the very end with the little girl.
Oh, yes.
It's a mind fuck. This one was just a mind fuck.
I mean, lots of the games you were like, this looks like a Hideo Kojima game.
Well, yeah, no, Returnal, Pragmata, and I think that was about it. That looked... Oh, Ghostwire. Ghostwire looked... I knew about Ghostwire though before. Yeah, no, this one looked very Hideo Kojima just because of the suit. He was like wearing a spacesuit. Hideo Kojima Productions has a mascot called Ludens, and it's a guy wearing a spacesuit that looks exactly like that.
Dang.
Yeah, but I think it's black instead of white.
Oh.
I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to look back. But he has a skull for a face as well. But no, that one had to do with like they were in space. They were like on a space station in space, I'm guessing. And he is looking for, I'm guessing, a reason everybody's gone.
Yeah.
So he shoots the hologram flare, which spreads out the dust, and then he scans for disturbances, and then that was pretty much all we kind of saw of that.
There's a little girl with a cat that you can see. She's like its AI. Organs, yeah.
She's an AI. And the cat is also an AI, I'm guessing. The cat's really fucking cool. I like the cat.
Seeing this inside of its organs.
Yeah, seeing the organs. The little girl, she's a vessel for the story.
Yeah. You automatically know this guy's a badass because he's got a fucking lolly on now.
But he also, as far as we know, doesn't talk.
Yeah.
So for story and stuff.
No, he did.
Did he?
He said something at the end.
I don't remember. I thought that was the little girl.
No, the little girl sounded like an AI. Like, she sounded like, you could tell, like... But then he's like, we're finding a reason for something. If I remember correctly.
I was going to say, that sounds like almost exactly what I was saying, but... it looks good. It's coming out in 2 years though, which we might have cooler games come out.
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima might release a game.
I mean, will he? I mean, does he release games often? It seemed like there was quite a time gap between Metal Gear Solid 5 and Death Stranding.
That was because he was leaving a studio, Chompy, making his own studio, and then joining Sony because Sony was like, we would love to have you join us. So
Death Stranding is his first studio game?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Studio game. Haven't played it yet. Gonna play it July 11th, man.
Could've swore you did.
Nope, never played it.
No?
July 11th.
July 11th.
I'm playing it July 11th.
Why that? Is that when it's for PC?
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
I have it pre-ordered. It's in my Steam library. Can't play it until July 11th. All right. Yeah.
Well, that seems like a good spot to end.
Yeah, no, we're done. We're legit just done. That was I almost called it the Persona 5. I hate my life so much.
You're doing that a lot.
I've been doing that so much. My body has been refusing to call it the PlayStation 5.
Or the PS5.
Or the PS5. I've just been calling it the Persona 5. And that's just because I've got Persona 5 on the brain. But that's all the news we've got for now. We'll see you next week. We'll have you joined back with Gunnar. We'll probably ask him a few things about what he thinks of the PlayStation 5 stuff. And this has been your first host, Quinton Osterhout.
Still fucking bleeding.
And our second bleeding host, Chompy Juan Medrano.
I'm just gonna bleep you out.
Oh, fuck you.